Hello. Since I was a little girl, my father had taken the time to show me how to do these, I guess you could call them braids, with the Palm Sunday palms that we received. So I'm going to take some time and share with you a little bit of the heritage that was legged to me. And you'll see that after a little bit of try, well, it becomes easy. So the first thing that you want to do, I didn't complete my wreath here, so it's kind of cool. You will want to take 4 strands. So even if I wanted to, I think I'll break it if I break it off. Let's not do that then. So if I take each little palm branch, leaf, I don't know how you call these, we'll call them strands. There we go. So each one of these strands, they can be cut in half. See, you just pull them and then they become in half. Basically, I do this. You could keep them thick the way that they come, yet I like to have a lot of braids when I do my my palm. So yeah, so you just come, then you'll see it opens up. See, opens up, and you just slit your finger, your nail or your finger, and it just breaks them apart. Voila! So you have 4 strands. So you need 4 strands. And I think to myself, if I forget how to place them at the beginning, think of Palm Sunday leads to the cross, right? So you want to make a cross. This could be a very prayerful activity as well. So as you can see, kind of makes like a little cross. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect at this point. You'll understand why. Now what you want to do is you want to fold this one here, almost like if you're well, there we go. Why don't you just fold it over your thumb? And then you want to bring the one that's over here over. There you go. Now you have this little loop. It's important to keep that first little loop. You'll understand why. And then you come to the base. You bring it over this one here. And then you take this one here. You want to go over this one. You want to finally go inside of this little hole. So there we go. There you go. And then you pull on the strands. This is very important. To pull on the strands. Not too much. I nearly pulled a little bit too much there with this one. At the beginning, it's not too bad if you pull a little bit because you can see at what point it will come up here. But anyways, the important thing, I suppose, is to have this nice little base square. So it finishes with this base square. What you want to do afterwards is you want to repeat the movements. You could go backward or forward. So you fold one, fold the other. I folded it here. Fold the other over. And then this one goes underneath. Now you can see a pattern developing. So fold over, 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 and under. Again, fold. I'm going to go slowly in case you are doing it with me and it's your first time. I forget that not everyone has the same experience. You want to go get this one here that goes over this one to keep it down. This one will go over this to keep it down. Then you need something to keep it down. Yet, since it's the last one, you want to make it go under. So after Mass, or even during Mass, we used to, you could go any direction. It really doesn't matter as long as you keep the pattern. My dad and I, we used to do some of these braids while listening to the Mass. And honestly, it's very prayerful, this activity. And when we got back home, just keep on pulling to make sure it's tight. When we got home, we'd sit on the couch if we hadn't finished them, and my dad would show me once again. And we would do these wonderful little braids with them. And he was taught when he was a small little boy. I don't know if it was his mom or dad, I forget. So basically, I'm showing you a couple of generations of things to do. The only thing I don't do right, and I'll tell you that right off the bat, is the way that I finish them off. I kind of like came up with my own technique, or we made up this technique at the end. But it's basic, you'll see. There's two things that you could do when you're at the end, and you'll know when you're at the end because you won't have any place to put the strands down. See, I'm coming close to it. You could see here I'll probably have maybe another strand, but that's about it. And under. I'm sorry if my hands get in the way here. I tried to place the iPhone so then you guys could actually have a look. So it's not the easiest angle here. So over, over, over and under the first one. Come on. It gets a little bit iffier. There we go. Okay, so this is about the last one we could do. We could probably do another one. Shall we try another one? Why not? Just for you guys. See, this one really, there's hardly anything left. We may not be able to do that, but you know what? It's not the end of the world if it has to be undone. I've done some really small ones. Unfortunately, I gave one of mine yesterday, but you could keep on pulling and making even small strands. It makes beautiful little braids. Okay, so I've pulled on these ones here. So it kind of finished up here. Since it's finished small, we may not need to close this one off the way that I usually do. But if I wanted to close this one off, I would just basically bend it and follow that little hole. So then that way it doesn't get undone. Like this one here is starting to get undone. So what I would do is I would pull it, and especially the strand that was getting undone, if I have space, I would basically pull it and put it under. Like, oops, this one buddy's in our way here. You guys won't see a thing. There I go. So just fold it under. And then that way there, it's folded under. So we have done one. So hopefully this helped you. I'm basically putting it on video so even my boys, when they grow up, if they forget, they could go on YouTube and say, what did my mom say again? So there we go. There's the braid. So have a wonderful preparation for the Easter preparation. So wonderful Holy Week. And hopefully this will be a very prayerful activity. I will let you know that this activity can try your patience at first, so be patient with yourself and think of a cross when you start. That's the best way to think of it. Palm Sunday leads to the cross. So there we go. So have an amazing, amazing day.